Obviamente el resultado no fue como quisiéramos hoy. Controlamos mucho mayoría del partido. Creo que en el foco 95 minutos y ese minuto que lo metieron en el centro y el gol, desafortunadamente entró y no, hay que seguir adelante. No hay excusas si hay calor, si hay frío, pero le tenemos que dar al 100 todos los partidos.
No, it's just a big thank you to those guys that obviously spend their hard-earned money and their time on their weekend to come support us. Can't stress enough how much it means to us, and seeing the numbers that we had, they were louder than the home support. We deserved more out of the game. We hit the crossbar 30 seconds before they scored. Could have gone home with 3 points, and we're in the locker room celebrating, but we couldn't close it out.
We always appreciate their support. It was good. They were loud. It was good atmosphere over there. I thought we deserved more than we got, but the support is always great, and we really appreciate it. I think we were just trying to get some fresh legs out there to try to see the game out, and I mean, we saw out 96 and a half minutes of it, unfortunately, but it's a gut punch, honestly.
No, Josh simplemente fue bastante tranquilo con nosotros, nos dijo que a pesar de la derrota habíamos hecho un buen partido, no merecíamos perder y bueno, como le dije a él, es fútbol, se perdió, hay que levantar la cabeza, hay que mejorar lo que hicimos mal y tratar de salir de esto. Además, decir lo agradecidos que estamos con nuestros fanáticos, el apoyo que nos brindan partido a partido a pesar de los resultados es único y nosotros, la misión nuestra es devolverles alegría con triunfos, con un buen año y bueno, intentaremos trabajar para eso porque se lo merecen.
Esto es Otra, por favor. This is One More, please. ¿Cómo estás, Quesadilla?
Cansado.
¿Cansado?
Cansado.
Sí, güey. Acércate un poquito más al micrófono.
Pinche fútbol me partió la madre, güey.
Oh, sí. Dude, so, for those of you guys that don't know, we just got done playing pickup with Los Verdes. And it was fun. It was fun. I think it's the first time we record something and it's right after pickup.
Todo hediondo, güey.
Todo hediondo.
Todo hediondo.
Aquí apesta el locker.
Sí, güey. He's like, you want to freshen up? And I'm like, I just go wash my face. I'm like, agarrarlo soba.
A huevo, güey.
Ya una vez.
Hey, you know what? However, it's all good. Welcome to Otra, por favor. My name is Richie, and as you guys know, this podcast is about fútbol, vida, and cultura. And before anything, I just want to say thank you to everyone that has listened to the episodes or got a chance to watch it on all our platforms. We really appreciate it. Un besote a todos y a todas y a todes. And also, just thank you to Still Austin for the awesome gym that we have. Today we're drinking the cousin of Tom Collins, John Collins. I'll share the recipe. And today we have a guest that it's become one of my buddies. Every time I go to the Q2, it's every time I'm taking a picture of the heartbeat, I just feel like someone smacked me in the head. Y ahí está ese vato.
No,
right there.
Me.
and then yes, and then I turn around y le meto un donde no. No, but actually it's a very good good friend of mine. Every time you see him, siempre te hace it's the type of guys que te hace el día. It's very relaxed, very very calm. And also that dude got jokes. So in the house today I have Quesadilla, which his real name is Ricardo Diaz.
Ya sabes, aquí Richie, mi tocayo. Aquí ando con el otro Ricardo. Pero sí, me llamo Quesadilla, Ricky Díaz, Ricardo, como quieran llamarme, papi chulo, lo que caiga, Con que me miren, pendejo también, pero que me deben de gritar de distancia,
Ándale, y tiene que comprar una chela antes de decirle eso.
Uh-huh.
Si no, no.
Si no, ándale.
Si no, aquí te la va a echar.
Y no peleo, me da miedo, güey.
Sí, güey, yo también no me peleo, güey. Yo pura cerveza. But I don't know, like, say, when it was like my birthday weekend, we were at the pitch, and we literally just like going, back to back with drinks, and that's where here we just kept up with each other.
Yeah.
Dude, that was a fun night.
Yeah, no, we were doing the whole. It's
Acércate un poquito al micrófono.
We're doing the whole. It's like, hi, I'm Richie. This is my first drink. Dude, I made this man shotgun. We had 4 Locos. We did a picture of Modelo. Yeah, no, we were going through a lot.
Dude, there's a picture of me and like in the restroom of my house, and I'm like hugging a little pillow. Like I used a little towel as my pillow, and I'm just like asleep. But the next day I woke up and man, I felt like crap.
Couldn't be me. No, yeah, I got home. I got to the toilet. I passed out.
Yeah.
I passed out. I was throwing up. She's like, okay. My girl had to come get the door lock because I locked the door like a dumbass. I was just like, andale. I passed out right there. So she was like, it's been like an hour. Where is he?
Ahí estás bien jetón. Dude, no, and then I think another thing that, as we've been covering several shows lately, but there's one that caught my attention, and I wanted to get a little more context, the show, and we're going to talk a little more about mental, health, but, in darkness. And I feel like Quesadilla would probably have a couple of good stories about that. And one last thing is, before we get into, other topics that we have, I want to, if the audience can know a little bit more about you and, where you're from originally, if you're from Austin, you're not from Austin, when did you arrive to Austin, just the brief description of Quesadilla.
Yeah, so I'm Ricardo Diaz. People call me Ricky or Quesadilla, depending on how you know me. I try to be friends with everybody. I was born and raised here in Austin, lived here my whole life. Fun fact, I almost moved to Wisconsin at one point. So, yeah, I was almost a cheesehead. I lived here my whole life. I started out, over in Springdale, then I moved to Rumburg. Mm-hmm. And then from Rumburg, I moved out closer to, Pflugerville. Now I definitely do live in Pflugerville. My zip code changed, man. That shit was weird. Yeah. But yeah, no. So I've been playing soccer since I was around 12 years old. Mm-hmm. I started coaching when I was 18, 19. I joined the military. Did 4 years in service with the National Guard. I was part of the Hurricane Harvey relief effort. Spent 8 months out there, just on the coast here in Texas, just helping people get back on their feet. With just really at the beginning it was search and rescue. Then after a point it was just supplies. Just getting supplies to the people.
Harvey was 2017, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think. Well, yeah, I want to say so. Yeah. I did that, and then I got out. I worked HVAC, and now I work in clinical research. And yeah, that's kind of what my personal side of life is, not the quesadilla side of stuff.
The quesadilla. Which was the quesadilla side of stuff?
Quesadilla really took off after Club Deportes gave me a little interview.
Yeah.
And they kind of said, it's okay, I talked to him and they were like, okay, cool. I like what you said. Yo, George. He was like, I like what you said. What's your name? And I was like, Ricardo Diaz. He was like, not catchy. I was like, damn, bro. Damn, man. My mama called me that.
Yeah.
And he was like, what do your friends call you? Ricky. Nah, I'm not liking that. And I was like, damn, motherfucker. And he just goes what's your Instagram? I was like, Odd Quesadilla. He's like, Quesadilla, I like that. So he was like, Ricky Quesadilla Diaz. And so then after that, I went on the show, and then that kind of started. But yeah, there's more to the build up there, but that's pretty much was a turning point. That's when I remember going to pick up and somebody was like Quesadilla, and I was just staring off into the distance. I was like, that ain't talking to me. And I was like, I said Quesadilla. And I was like, who the fuck?
It's probably Mago.
I can't remember who it was, but somebody was giving me a hard time about it. And I was like, I saw you on the show, bro. And so then somebody heard him call me Quesadilla, and it just started like that. Next thing you know, nobody knew my real name.
Not to this day, people just call you Quesadilla, Odd Quesadilla.
It's queso, quesadilla.
Dilla. I heard of Dilla.
Yeah, that's kind of what runs around. Even some of my close friends now, they don't even call me by my name anymore. They're like, yeah, even at work, some people have caught on.
El Quesa.
Yeah, they're like Quesa, and so people are other people that don't know, they're confused. It's why are you calling him Quesa? What does that mean?
Dude, that's funny, man. It's kind of like, I would say maybe like Richie. My family called me Richie, and the reason why I wanted to like keep going because I felt like that was sort of a personal thing. Yeah. Now that I was thinking, oh, I'm Americanized. Like, no, I've been called Richie since I was a baby. So
exactly.
I'm like, you got to take it. Like, you got to, and I feel like, okay, I can bring that with me. So it's easier to assimilate to a new place, But desde now, I'm known more as Richie than Ricardo. Like, it's rare when someone calls me Ricardo unless, I'm in trouble with my wife.
No, when my mom calls me by my whole name, I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah, valiste madre.
I did something.
You did something.
Yeah, she found out I've been drinking too much.
Yeah? ¿Qué te dijo?
No, me regaña, güey.
Sí.
Me la caga.
Dude. But I mean, you drink, but you have fun. Y no eres mala copa.
Nah, ni madre.
No, you just have fun. I think that's why every time we hang out, dude, like, if you're there, like, it's a fun time. I already know, like, what's a chido.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's kind of what it is for me. I used to have, like, a bad problem with that.
Yeah.
I would drink just to pass out. Like, no era para disfrutar, nada de eso.
Yeah.
So it was really bad, and I got into some bad situations, but then I stopped drinking for, like, a little bit. Mm-hmm. That's around the time that I started going to therapy. So we'll get to that later.
To therapy?
Yeah. And then after that, it's just so when I started drinking, I just kind of decided like not to drink if I'm feeling too much of a negative emotion.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's just a conduit to have fun. Can I have fun without it? Yes, but it's like I have a lot more fun when I do it. Because believe it or not, I am shy. Like
shy.
Believe it or not, I've been half naked in so many pictures, but I am shy. So like drinking helps me drop that wall and just be more me, right? Like it lets me come out. So that's why like early, like before we even started recording, I started pre-gaming.
el Quesa sacó el e-ciders y le está dando su masaje y todo.
Yeah, you gotta roll it. I don't know why people don't understand. Like you gotta roll the can. It says shake gently or like roll the can gently. Okay. It's cider, it settles.
Oh, interesting. No wonder why, like, okay. Let me make a note. Let me make a note. Let's first go into Austin FC. Dude, we are in, I would say, the roughest point. Even like during the first season, everybody knew like we were gonna be in this situation because of the new team. But after now that we're in third season and season's like 2/3 like almost done. What is your impression in regards to the team's form?
Man, that's a hard one. You're putting me on the spot.
Good.
Essentially, my honest thoughts are like I said, I coach youth, right? I coach anywhere from fucking 6 to 15-year-olds, mm-hmm. right? I'm not saying I'm an expert by any means, right? But what I'm saying is you can kind of tell when a kid doesn't want to play anymore.
Okay.
Right? When you see the body language on, like, I've been the coach of a team that got 6-0'd, right? You can tell when the kids don't want to be there anymore. Mm-hmm. And I can tell you that like I've seen that body language like on other players throughout the season. So for me, that's kind of like a red flag. I think a lot of the situation here, because a lot of people compare 2021 to 2023, mm-hmm. right? And, like, that's fair. We are kind of in a similar spot. Mm-hmm. But the thing is that in 2021, we kind of accepted that we were going to suck.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there was no expectations because we were 0, right? There was no previous season to base this off of, right? There was, like, a mediocre preseason. So we're like, well, fuck it. Whatever happens, happens. And then the injuries happened. And then we already took the no expectations and dropped them even lower. So people were just there for the vibe.
Yeah.
First season, everybody wants to be there because everybody just wants to be part of that moment, like the history. Like, there's people like me that have been waiting for a team, a professional team, right? I have 2 younger brothers, so being able to see this team pop up here, they might not become future pro players, but it's just being able to see them, like, dive back into the sport because they're like, there's a chance. There's a chance now. And it's changed them, right? So 2021 was special for that, and 2021 was different because of that, because everybody was excited. It was the new toy, right? So everybody was excited, and everybody was just messing around. And I remember, like, I used to run around and chant, "We're bottom of the table, but it's because we got to hold up the rest of the teams, like the strongest at the bottom, right? Todo mamón,
yeah.
But like, we were having fun with losing,
Yeah.
right? But then 2022 happened, right? It was an anomaly apparently, and even like like Rodo said, we overperformed, and it was a hard pill to swallow, but it's the honest truth. Now we're regressing to the mean now. And a combination of like injuries, a combination of just not being able to put away our opportunities. It's all combined to make for this season to be similar to 2021. But because of the 2022, a lot of people hopped on the team. They were like, "Oh, suddenly I'm a fan," which is fair. If you want to join the team, you want to support, awesome. But respectfully, I've seen a lot of people that try to talk about stuff that they truly don't know about. Like they. They'll come in and like be asking about offsides, but then later on try to drop a whole thing about an analysis. I'm like, you can't do that, man. That doesn't make sense.
I've seen several things lately, and I'm my thinking is whenever you have a thought, that's fine, voice your thought, but
absolutely.
But did you actually understood the game before all of this right here? Because I see a lot of people that that, for me, they sit back and just because they post something, they feel like they're the experts now. We all have, at the end of the day, as consumers, we all have our own way of thinking. But I think there's just certain things that way it's the way you can look at it analytically, and that's fine. But también es el pedo de el barrio, el pedo del equipo, del locker room, everything inside of that, taking away all of this average, points a coach makes or average passes and this and that. It's like, hey, where are those passes going? How are you, getting the win, or why are you losing? And I think, the big question is how and why, we're in this place. And like you said, it's maybe just some of these players, like, they feel like this season como que ya,
Yeah, no. For me, this season, I came into it with expectations because, we made conference finals. I mean, we got spanked at the end, right? But somebody had noted that after the 4-1 win against LAFC at home, we declined hard. Like, not even, like, through time. Like, it was like immediately like loss, draw. So we went into those into the conference finals, into the playoffs with a bad record. Right. So then we got lucky when Felipe tried like volleying a ball into the box, and we got a handball, and then we get the penalty, and we beat RSL. And then Juicy decides to do Juicy things, and we beat Dallas. But then we go to LAFC, which finally they did their homework. And they were like,
they beat us,
they beat us, right? But again, because of those results and that run, right, we have the talent. I don't think that's a question at this point. We have the talent. It's just, can we utilize it correctly? A very something that's like very prevalent right now is Jared Stroud. We sold him for $100K in GAM or something like that. He was worth like $400K.
And then right now he's at 1.2.
He's at 1.2, right? And he's a key player. Now, I mean, not necessarily like a key player, but he is getting his minutes day in, day out, and he's showing his stuff, right? He came and scored against us. I mean, granted,
it was painful. The way it was done.
Granted, hey, but a goal's a goal.
A goal is a goal.
Did it hit the back of the net?
Yeah.
It's a goal. I mean, it's painful to
you
think
gotta
about.
give it to him. Yeah.
It's painful to think about how it happened, but you got to be there. But yeah, a lot of our core players were still here.
Yeah.
Like, Diego, that whole situation's fucked. But I think that we weakened ourselves this offseason. Now, Memo looked good, but it's just kind of crazy to me that we went for this trade, brought in Memo, and no disrespect to Memo. Like I said, you look good, man.
Yeah.
But it's just like we're bringing in a new guy because this old guy that's just not currently performing. And I was like, dude, he just became a father. If any other fathers or mothers out there, they can attest. A pregnancy is hard, right? It's like you don't expect this guy to be 24/7 devoted to soccer while his wife or his girlfriend is pregnant.
Yeah.
Like, that's just unreasonable, man. So then everybody was like, why the sharp decline? Oh, he looks a little chubby. Maybe because he's at home taking care of his girl, man.
Yeah.
That just a thought. I'm not saying that's what it is, but that's just a thought.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, you have to look at it they're humans,
They're
you know?
humans at the end of the day. And I think the trade was BS. I don't agree with it for many reasons.
Mm-hmm.
One of them being, like I said, I think we weakened our squad and we didn't bring anything really in. Now, Memo, you're welcome to shut me up, prove me wrong. I encourage you to. You know, I'm just going with what I got right now. Your numbers don't look as good. They can look a lot better in 3 months. Shut me up. I encourage you. That being said, the trade policies in MLS are terrible.
They're worst.
We're literally one of the only leagues in soccer that does it, right? Or football. I don't know.
The Australian, I think, does something similar. But I mean, the Australian.
Australian, you know.
Yeah.
But
Not with all the respect to my Australian Aussies.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't agree with it. I wish, like, if Diego left, I wish that he left on his own accord. But, you know, let Rodo cook. You know, at the end of the day, a lot of people argue on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, and they get into it. And some people make rivalries with one another. It's just like, we're all good at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That being said, some of you guys are nuts. Like, seriously, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all just tweeting to tweet. But yeah, no. At the end of the day, we're just fans. We can voice our opinion. We can think what we think. I can disagree with you. You can disagree with me. I can think Richie's a crazy motherfucker. But at the end of the day, it's like, this is all just opinions. A lot of y'all treat it like y'all absolute. You know, y'all crazy.
No, I think the losses in this record is bringing a lot of confusion in the fans. And when you're not winning, but you're sold a product that is not really delivering what you're expecting, you're gonna find your place in a situation like this.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, look at last season, and then they upped our prices for season tickets, right? I'm a season ticket holder with 2, right? I got like $100 increase, right? And I mean, like, for me, like, I'm okay, but for some people that might be like, that can change things, right?
Yeah, if you look at like someone that has season tickets for the whole family, that's $500.
Yeah, that's $500 a pop, right? So, like, for me, like, I have 2, right? One for me, one for whoever wants to be there, right? But yeah, no, it's like, well, that's my prime example. Like, you up the prices there, jersey prices went up, and now I think that's an Adidas thing, personally. Because across the board, even like
everybody has that. Yeah.
Authentics are getting up there.
Yeah.
I don't really know why, because some of these
they're like, yeah, I don't know. I think it's inflation, but it's for me is the narrative behind everything. Mainly the why, you know, we're not winning this, you know, games outside of the MLS, like Conca Champions, the Leagues Cup, the U.S. Open. You're losing like not even close like games. I mean, maybe by a little was close because like here.
Yeah, we're getting blown out.
We got blown out by like Juarez, Mazatlan, Chicago.
Violet blew us out.
Violet blew us out over there, and it's just it for me is what someone mentioned to me, like, oh yeah, but you know the reason why maybe that, you know, Wolf didn't really pay attention to those tournaments because he wants to focus on the MLS. But I'm like, but you're selling this narrative que eres el equipo de la capital de fútbol de Texas. So people are going to believe it, you know. You're amping up this fan base, and people are going to believe what you're saying when things are right. But when things are wrong, that's when you have to be, you know, you have to look at your accountability and look at within, like, hey, you know, what are we doing wrong? And I think, you know, for me, the one in charge is the Wolf. He's the one that is not delivering, or not, you know, he lost his touch of things. It can just be him not thinking, you know, and he's caught up in his own way, and he's not really realizing that by doing that, you're losing, you know, your locker room, you're losing the players, you're losing your tactics, you know, your players, you know, anemical state and mentality is not there anymore. So you're starting to lose things that got you to where you were doing well last season.
So there's a few things I want to address there. We lost locker room leaders in Gabrielson and in Felipe, right? They might not have been captains, but they definitely played like them. You know, they played that role, better said. They played the role of trying to, like, unite the team, right? When things were down, an example, I look at Musa Jita's hat trick, right? Who's the one that got him that third assist?
Felipe.
It was Felipe, but who made that run all the way from deep down?
Gabrielson.
So it's things like that. It's like the guy, like, we're lacking guys that are willing to dig deep and go that extra mile. But here's something I want to talk about. We start looking. You got to think about this. Like, this is their job, right? So an example: if you work under me, I'm a complete dickhead to you, right? And I'm telling you, it needs to happen this way. Even if it doesn't benefit you, it doesn't make any sense. You're going out of your way. It's out of your scope of skills. Are you really going to be going that extra mile for me, or do you just want to check the box?
I think they check the box.
Just check the
box,
right?
It's like a boss.
Yeah. You're like, look, man, I'm doing what I need to do to get you off my back, right? But and I feel like that's the case right now, where it's like this guy is just married to this idea that he wants to happen his way. And, like, Josh, it's not personal, but I don't think you're the man that's going to lead us into the future. I've said it, right? In year 2, I apologized. I was like, look, you're showing growth, you're showing change. But this season, it's like you're just, like, what was this whole thing that we're playing 5 at the back with, like, 2 injured center backs?
Yeah.
Like, what was that about, man? Like, that's, like, my prime example of, like, this guy doesn't want to admit that his idea might not work. So that's my thoughts there. But yeah.
I think for me, it's just from what I've seen in the press. Refill?
This is good.
Yeah, it's good. Ahorita le damos otro, but we're going to switch it up to whiskey. But I think for me, it's him not really just, realizing, this is not working, let me switch to someone else. And he's basing everything off metrics that, running like crazy in the field. Everybody can do that. Making a pass, from here to here, that's, you can continue to increment your percentage, but are those passes being effective? Are those runs being effective? And one thing is, I know these players can do better. These players can do better.
Yeah, like our core group is still here.
It's still here. It's not
we lost Fagundes, right? And that's fair. So we can expect a different look now that we don't have him. But like I said, like, our core set of players is still here. Yeah. We have not really changed a whole lot from year 2 to year 3. So what exactly changed? You can start looking at our formation. You can start looking at the fact that these guys aren't really hanging out with one another. You remember we used to see those posts, El Asado, Take Martins, like, all that stuff. Like, these guys were having fun with each other. They were each other's friends. You don't really see that energy anymore. Now, granted, this from the outside looking in. Obviously, behind closed doors, anything can happen. But, like, I can only, like, make an assessment based off of what I see, right? So, like, you don't see these guys, like, doing the asado anymore. Like, you'll see it for, like, a welcome party, right? But it's just, like, it looks empty.
It's very, even those asados they make at the St. David's, it looks staged. Like, if you really want to, I don't know. There's so many things that I feel maybe some of the stuff is personal, whatever, and they don't want to show maybe they're having fun outside of work. But at the end of the day, things are not looking good. We're still in the playoff spot, but where we at right now, we keep this rate, it's not gonna be a good ending. If you look at the 6th through the 10th. They're all a game away from changing.
Yeah.
By not one, but two positions.
Yeah, and so that's why when people tell me, it's like, oh, but we're in a playoff position. I'm like, okay, yes, we are one loss away from being at the back, right? It's like, again, when it's this tight, every game counts. And, let's talk about St. Louis for a second, right? We got piped. Like... God, they had their way with us, man. It was miserable. I remember I was watching it with my parents, right? and it was 3-0 at the half.
Yeah.
And I was introducing my dog to my mom's dog, right? I have a dog named Thibault. My mom has my other dog named Burrito.
Thibault.
Thibault, that motherfucker crazy. But yeah, like I was there, and I was like, you know what? I might as well stay, watch the game with my family. It should be a good competitive game. These guys had 3 weeks to watch film, to review, to fucking look over it, like
to come out relaxed.
And you know, it was like,
ayahuasca y todo.
Bro, you have 3 weeks to prepare for something. You gonna tell me you're gonna get 6 on you? Dude. 6? You had 3 weeks. Oh, but we're not up to fitness. What the fuck were y'all doing for 3 weeks? Man, if you tell me in 3 weeks I have to be game shape, let's go, let's get ready. First of all, not gonna happen. I'm a drink, so that me. No.
But your job is not. You're not a professional soccer player.
I'm not a professional soccer
player.
Yeah,
your job. You go to work. You know every.
But it's like no. But here's the thing. Some people are like, oh, but it's 3 weeks. They played that game 3 weeks ago. They were like tournament ready 3 weeks ago. So like, what happened within there to there? Like, damn.
So, I think, I mean, for me is we keep on going back to this. Oh, they needed a break. They needed to take a breather. I'm like, they already got how many breathers?
Well, okay.
How many breathers?
No, seriously. Because you remember when they were talking about, it's just like, oh, it's just 2 games in the same week. That's a lot. Remember when Wolf kept saying that?
Yeah.
How many games did Monterrey play away? How many miles did they travel? And they were continuously playing. Injuries happened. Boom. The bench competed. Right? Let's talk about that. And they were like, oh, it's because Liga MX is they can afford better players. It's like a lot of these guys kind of come from their academy, or they come from like for pretty cheap.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the if you look at the players from Mazatlan to our players, some of them don't get paid as much as like.
No, Rodney Redis makes them look like chumps, bro.
Yeah, bro. So we're. I know a lot of people want to defend Wolf and want to put it on the players. I mean, pero también we'll come back for the refill. Pero también es que you can't wait, like, just for me, what really, really just bothers me, and I'm trying to be a little more unbiased, but what really, really bothers is just what happened at Leagues Cup. Like, that was ahí es como que, any chance of believing the team can go beyond what they're going right now, it's like, nah, I think, and then after Fagu left, you're taking away, people say, oh, he didn't do much. But then if you look at the effect of a player building a culture, that's a lot.
Yeah. No, see, so he was from day zero, before the first game, that guy was out there with the community. So I have a lot of love for Diego for a lot of many reasons. Like, Diego and Danny are 2 of the players that really I hold very close in terms of, like, I have a lot of respect for them. They might have a bad game or whatever, and eventually they might, do things with their life, and they may not. But like for me, they hold a special place right here for many reasons, and we can touch on that once we go into mental health stuff. But like from year 2, I said it. If Diego has a good game, Austin has a good game. Right?
Yes, you can feel it in the air.
The energy, like, right? Like, there's a reason that this guy was so loved, and then there's a reason that this guy has like a whole song for him. Like, not even Drusy has a song. Like, let's be fucking for real. If this guy has a good game, Austin had a good game. But sadly he's gone. It sucks. Again, Memo, you got big shoes to fill, man. Do your thing though. Ball out. Do your thing. Hey, look, wait, real quick though, let's talk about Finley for a second.
Finley, man, mis respetos.
Hey,
that boy's coming through.
That guy's a motherfucker.
He's coming through and showing the personality that you can see the personality in the pitch, and you can hear him when he's playing. But now he's taking that personality outside, and I'm pretty sure he's putting in his foot in the locker room, and by him doing that, he might stir up some, what? We need to get shit together.
No, but that's the thing. Like complacency is killer.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if you get complacent, you're done. You're dead. Right? That's something that my drill sergeant got into me. Right? It's like, don't get complacent. Like, the moment you get complacent, you're dead. right? Like the moment you drop your guard, that's it. Like you got to be on edge, right? When it's a cutthroat situation, which soccer is, like if you're a professional soccer player and it's cutthroat, you make a mistake, somebody's capitalizing off of it.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's how it is. Like I think Finlay is one of those guys that he came in as a backup player. You know, the whole Cecilia thing happened. Mm-hmm. He stepped up. I mean, like his debut, he scored 2 goals off the bench, right? Against Miami.
Yeah, the I think Moontowers were the ones that were saying he's your typical MLS player. He's gonna play to try to get a spot.
Yeah,
and
like,
he did that.
Like this guy came in as a backup. I remember being on Club Deportes, and he was like, "Oh, but you're excited about it." And I was like, "Dude, he's a backup." Like, yes, I'm excited to have a veteran winger that was just the top, like, best 11 in MLS, like, not even, like, 4 years ago. Like, yes, I'm excited, right? Like, it beats Rodney Redes.
Rodney.
Rompe redes, güey. Nah, shit, man. No, but, like, yeah, Finlay has been the best example of, like, Finlay, Gallagher have been the best example for me of guys that are just like, hey, shit sucks, but I'm going to do my thing.
Yeah.
Hey, but I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to ball out. Don't worry about me.
That's the one thing, like, say, I wish the players such as Owen Wolf, that you're giving him that spotlight to shine, that really just understands that it's not just, you know, if it was any other team where Wolf, his dad wasn't around, he would not be starting.
Well, that's the thing, man. Like, so somebody says, like, older players are harder to manage and coach because they have a reputation. They have records already, right? Mm-hmm. Younger folk are easier to coach because they're hungry. Right, like they want to prove something, they want to play, and Owen's acting like an old folk, man. Like,
because he has
like you see, do you see how Danny busted his ass? I want to see the distance traveled by Danny in the St. Louis game.
You just look at and that's why I put like the only one right now in this game que tiene que estar ahí es Danny. Los demás horas, you can see Danny's face. You can see his fucking like. You know,
well, that man don't like to lose. You can tell just by looking at him.
Whenever he loses the ball, he makes a wrong pass. Yeah, you call him inflado and everything, but you can see his resemblance. Whenever things are not going well, like he's pissed. Yeah, and that's the type of player that you need, like someone to get mad.
See, the thing is, if he's anything like his brother, he don't like to fucking lose, man.
Yeah,
he don't like to fucking lose, man. Fucking Alexei, bro. If we're down, get the fuck away from him. Get away from him. So I'm like, if he's anything like him, get away from him. Have you heard the saying that a cornered animal is the most dangerous one? Mm-hmm. I want to say that that's the situation for us, okay. so we'll win.
Yeah.
But I just don't have that confidence, man. Yeah. Like, I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant, a little bit. I'm going to make it quick. Like, when people say it's just like, oh, you think your team's going to lose? I'm like, I can be realistic about my team and still love my team, all right? Like I have this shit tatted on both my forearms. I'm there. Trust me, I'm not going anywhere. But I can be realistic about things. I don't think this team is all there mentally to face a Dallas that took Miami to the brink. Mm-hmm. They took the GOAT to the fucking edge of beating them, right? They are the best team that has dealt with Miami. Miami's on an 8-winning streak.
And they just won before we started recording.
Yeah, he just won his 8th game in a row.
Yeah.
Right? That being said, I mean, like I've said it before, I'll say it again. Dallas is a good team. Like, I don't like them, but they're a good team. Like, that's just the end of story. Like, you got to recognize talent. It doesn't matter rivalry. Like, the same thing with Houston. Do I like their fans? Fuck no. I think they're terrible, but they got their shit together this year. They got their shit together.
El Coco Carrasquilla, mis respetos.
Hey,
Héctor Herrera, HH.
No, Adalberto Carrasquilla, güey. Qué jugador.
El Tego Calderón.
No, Carrasquilla, that guy's a motherfucker, man. Like, he took Panama up against fucking Mexico, bro, in the fucking, what was it, Gold Cup?
Yeah. The guy is humble, dude.
Just words.
I saw him in the stadium, and he's humble, dude.
Yeah.
Like, he
people. He deserves to move to Europe, bro. I think
hope
some teams are looking at him. He deserves it, for
I
sure.
hope. Even it's Las Palmas, Cádiz, quien sea, llévatelo.
I'll think about it, man. Like, some of these players, like, especially the ones that don't come from the U.S., obviously, right? some of these money moves might not seem like a lot because he's going to Las Palmas. Bro, he's making generational wealth.
Yeah,
he's making generational wealth, man. I wish he gets it. He's a good player. He looks like a great guy, and honestly, like, power to Houston for having him, man. Because I would, take Owen, bro.
Please.
Give me Carrasquilla.
No, give me Carrasquilla and Franco and take Owen y Redes. Ahí está.
I don't know about Redes. I want him here for me.
Yeah, órale.
Maybe not on 300K, but give him the senior, the senior minimum. I think it's like 80K or something like that. Give him that and keep him here for memes.
Si nos meten 4, que metamos 5. At this point, hey, you know what? Do it like Liverpool back in 2016, 15. Like, you got to score more than the other team, basically, to win.
Basically, I mean, shit. Like I said, we have the firepower for it. We just don't have the defense at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Que sea un 7-6, un 10-9.
Fuck it, I'm comfortable with that.
As long as we
win. 3 points is 3 points.
But I said, we'll be right back. Take a quick break. Salud.
Salud, hermano.
Salud. I put a little argon, I forgot the name of that thing, but
hey, thank you to Still Austin. This is actually pretty good.
Hey, thank you, Still Austin. Los quiero mucho.
I actually don't drink gin all too often.
No.
So this is pretty pleasant.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised because I just didn't know. I was just like, I never have gin in my cocktail.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool. This is pretty nice.
Por aquí en Otra, por favor, hacemos milagros.
I'm a convert, man.
You're a convert?
I'm a gin guy now.
You're a gin guy? I'm glad, bro. Dude, so, coming back from the break, as you know, we're grateful to also be able to cover, like take the podcast or not necessarily like a podcast, but become more of a like a media outlet, where we can also cover what's going on around the city, whether it's events, concerts, from Latin artists that come in, not necessarily like because we want to just focus on Latino artists, but it's just something that speak to us. We might be even covering other artists in the future. And we get the approvals. And I got the approval of going to a concert. It was Danna Paola. I think I mentioned it before when the episode started. And she's doing her first tour in the U.S. Ever. She started adding, dates as a tour win, which is good for an artist for the first time. She's, as an artist, she's also, worked, in acting since she was 4 or 5 years old. And she was part of the cast of Elite, which is a series in Madrid that is part of Netflix. And it's pretty cool. I got to, hear more about her and her music because a lot of comedians that I listen to or follow, they talk about her a lot and how she's pretty dope. And literally, the way they described her, that's how she is on the stage.
Yeah.
Interacting with people, But like from how she used to be, she was very colorful, very, like muy llamativos colores. And recently she's been a little more in the dark side and a little more in the, darker version of her. She talked about a couple of songs that she did. And then one of those is basically her saying how she used to borrow her personality or, was not who she was when she acted. So that's why she quit acting. And now that she's focused more on music, she can express who she really is. And she has found that through darkness, she's been able to flourish this art and express herself. And it's an interesting thing because art, and darkness, you can see a little bit more eye to eye right now, especially with everything that's going on with mental health in our lives. I think embracing this dark moment sometimes is good. Because when you're in a dark place, sometimes you face so many fears. When you overcome it, you understand why when you're going through something, it's like, oh, okay, I know why, and I appreciate this process. It sucks at first when you're there, but there's always something that, that brings something different. It might not even be a light, but it's just something different. To go into, what I want to talk about is, how you felt like in life. You've been in a dark situation, but then you found a way to flourish.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have hit my dark spots. Even recently, I've hit some spots where I was like, oh, man. But sometimes, you know, you got to hit rock bottom. You know, you got to hit rock bottom to find out. It's like, hey, how low can I go? And, of course, I'll say, like, I've had a privileged life. You know, my mom raised me. She tries her absolute best, and I owe everything to her. But I also want to say that, you know, not everything's perfect, you know. There's been some really dark times in my life, but I think the one that that comes to mind the most is I had a very close relationship with my grandmother, mi abuelita. You know, I took care of her since I was like the age of 10. You know, I took her to her appointments. Once I got older and I started driving, I took her to the appointments myself. I was her primary caretaker on some paperwork, you know.
Y le firmabas quesadilla.
This is before quesadilla, right? But yeah, no, around COVID, you know, a lot of things had got wrong in my life around the beginning of April 2020. A lot of things started going wrong. I had lost my job, so I was unemployed, and so I ended up being at home, and I started working a bunch of side jobs and just doing anything I could to pay the bills, right? So I got into a bunch of different things like woodworking, framing, cleaning, whatever it was, like I was doing it. And my grandmother actually is one of the first people that accepted me for being, you know, not straight. I recently came out as bi, maybe back in like 2022.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, no, it's I don't advertise it because I don't think it's part of my personality, but like it's me, right? But yeah, she was one of the first people that accepted me. Okay. She kind of like pulled me to the side and she was like,
¿Te gusta la rata?
Like, you're a little gay, ain't you? It's like, just a tad bit. But yeah, no, she was one of the first people that accepted me, which was like super weird because I remember when I was younger, she was like super homophobic. But as I got older, she was just like, nah, you cool. I'm okay with this. Yeah. So it was pretty cool. And that's kind of what like deepened our relationship, where I was like, you know, I kind of looked at her as like my best friend. So this is just context to this dark moment, right? Around 2021, she got really sick around February. She had COVID. It was her birthday, and then like a week later, she had contracted COVID. And I had told her, I was like, you're going to make it to 100, right? And she was like, I ain't dying anytime soon. Well, COVID fucked her up.
You said like, oh.
No, COVID fucked her up. No, here's the thing, though. COVID didn't take her ass.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, no. No, the old lady was too stubborn. No, she definitely had, I see where I get it from.
Okay.
So she passed away, but it wasn't from COVID. So she beat COVID, and we were ready to welcome her home. But then the doctor called and was like, hey, like all that coughing and stuff, like it opened up some, like some like hole in her abdomen or something like that. It was like a pin-sized hole in her esophagus or something around those lines. I'm not too sure. Honestly, I tried to like put that away. But yeah, she beat COVID, but her body couldn't recover, essentially. That's how it goes down. So I remember I was waiting for the call to go pick her up. And I get a call, and they're like, hey, you know, I'm so-and-so. Am I speaking to Ricardo Diaz? And I'm like, yeah, this is him. What's up? And it was like, is this about Anastasia, my grandmother? And they were like, yeah, no, I'm just calling to start setting up hospice. And I was like, excuse me?
A verga.
Yeah, I was like, excuse me? Like, she's good.
Shit.
I was like, she's good, man. Like, she just tested negative. Like, the doctor was saying that she was going to be good. And yeah, no, they kind of hit me with no, we're setting up hospice. Like, she can't handle the surgery that she needs to.
Yeah.
So it's either we go for it and she like probably dies, or you guys can take her home and like be around her at like, you know, her last days. like I said, she was stubborn. It was around the snowpocalypse, I think they call it.
It's like February, maybe 2021.
Yeah, that's when it started. That's when we took her home. Right when it iced is when we took her home. And so I ended up on my uncle's house, which is where they were housing her. And I took care of her. Every night from like around like 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. I stayed up with her, held her hand, tried to feed her water, just anything I could do to try to make her comfortable. And, you know, hoping, you know, like I said earlier, it's the hope that kills you. Just kept trying, you know. And I remember, like I said, I lost my job in April of 2020, right? So around 2021, I've been unemployed this entire time, just doing whatever I could. So I just hung out with my grandma.
The whole time?
The whole time.
God damn, dude.
Yeah, so at the end of everything, right, all of February, I basically did not sleep during at night. Like, I would sleep during the day. And I remember the day that she didn't know who I was anymore. So I was in a relationship in this time, and that relationship was very toxic, and neither of us was very good for one another. But, you know, I thought I had my partner back in me, and so I remember I used to stream on Twitch. I occasionally do from time to time. I remember I had finished my shift. I went home. I slept. I woke up, and I started my stream, and not even a minute in, my mom comes in just bawling. Right, I had given we have already said our goodbyes. We all were just waiting for when. And I just remember starting my stream, you know, saying hi to the chat, and you know, like, I had pushed this back for a while, and recently it just kind of resurfaced these memories. But, you know, I remember my mom coming in just hysterical. And I remember just hearing her cry, and immediately I kind of went into like the shock, because I knew what had happened. Like, I couldn't make out anything that she was saying, but I knew what had happened. At that point in time, I kind of had to take over, right? I had to be like, okay, like, I need to like go into keep her sane. And I need to handle my brothers and everything. I have 3 younger brothers. And I was like, what's going on? And she just tells me it's like she's gone. And I had just said bye to her like maybe 2 hours ago. So I was like, hey, I'll see you soon. And she was like,
A ver.
Yeah, no, she was like, I joke about it now, right? Because I've gone through it. But yeah, I remember at the time, like, every goodbye just kind of hurt. I would come home and cry. And I remember I would drive from my uncle's house all the way to my house, and I'd just cry, like, at every stoplight. Like, I'd just be bawling, because I was just like, I don't know. It was uncertainty. So when she passed, I remember I was the one that had to break the news to my younger brother. So I had to sit them into the living room and be like, hey, Abuelita passed. And there began one of the darkest points of my life. You know, losing her and essentially losing my mother for a little bit there, because, you know, she had to grieve herself. It was just such a hard thing to go through. This was like my first big loss, because I've lost uncles, I've lost cousins, but I didn't have that relationship that I had. Like, this was somebody that was my day-to-day. And I truly believe that around that time is where I hit rock bottom, because the day after my grandmother's funeral, my ex left me. So I said goodbye to my abuelita at 11 p.m. And at 7 a.m. the next day, as I'm taking her to work, hey, I'm going to move out. And I was like, cool. Like, where are we headed? She was like, no. I'm moving now.
Yeah.
You're not. I'm gone. And so, yeah, I didn't even get to grieve before I had to deal with her leaving. And we lived together. So my life just got completely uprooted. This was around the time that we were supposed to move to Wisconsin, actually. So me and her were supposed to move to Wisconsin. And then, yeah, everything got uprooted just like that. In the span of like 2 weeks, everything went to hell. And I remember like I really hit rock bottom right there. Like that's, so like we're getting back to the topic of like, how do we flourish out of darkness, right? Where do we find the brightness? Where do we find the light? And, you know, my mom says, it's like, you know, it sucks, but like, you know, your grandma passed and, you know, she became your guardian angel. I laugh about it. I'm like, man, she's too stubborn, bro. She's too stubborn, bro. She's trying to come back already. But no, I remember I really faced myself. I faced who I was. I faced my demons. I faced the darkness. I faced the horrid depression that still lingers from time to time. And I did it by myself, right? I got lucky that eventually some of my friends came along, and one of them is my current partner, Bree.
Shout out, Bree.
Yeah, no, I've said it. Her and my friend Juanita, if it wasn't for them, I would not be here at this moment. Like, I hit some really, really hard lows because I didn't know where I was doing anymore. I lost my partner. I don't have a job. I lost my grandmother. My house is in turmoil. Like, my normal has changed. And I don't know what I do. You know, I don't know where I fit in all this. And at the time, I had applied for, like, I think my count was like 20 jobs. I had 10 different start dates. I got ghosted on all of them. Dude. So, like, I'd be like, I remember it's like the day of. I wake up at 4 a.m. Start texting the guy at 5 a.m. I'm like, hey, man, you said I could start today. Like, what's up? Blah, 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 blah. And then, like, never got a text back. Fucking months later. Oh, sorry, man, you fell off my radar. I'm like, fuck off, man.
Like, wait, you need a job. Like, it's not you're calling to hang out.
Know, it's COVID, man. Like, it was during COVID, so they were like, one of the guys were like, hey, honestly, man, like, I don't want to hire you because I want to hire back my old crew. I had to lose a lot of them because of COVID. And I was like, man, like, you're a good guy.
Yeah,
but it's just like, I don't want to hire you. I want to hire my old crew back, so I'd just rather keep those spots open for them. And I was like, Ni modo, güey, no queda de otra.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hit those really dark spots. And one thing about my ex was that she didn't let me watch soccer. She used to support me for a hot bit. But after a point, she was like, fuck no. Like, I don't want you doing this. Like, I couldn't buy jerseys. I had one jersey. When she broke up with me, I had one jersey. I have like 80-something now.
Yeah, every time I see you, it's like, I see a picture of you on social media with a jersey. But that's so that happened, and then you end up getting a job.
So here's the thing, man. In a span of like 3 months, everything changed. So my grandmother passed on March 2nd, 2021, the beginning of Austin FC, right? In April 8th, I joined Los Verdes.
Okay.
Because I was just trying to get back into soccer. Because I remember my mom, and the little bit that she was still like around, she told me, it's like, have you thought about going back to it? It's like, it's a thing that brought you, like, it brought you to life. Like, you know, have you thought about it? I was like, well, there's this Austin FC thing. Like, I've been keeping an eye on it. Like, I was there for the Austin Anthem reveal party. I was there for the logo reveal party. So I was like, I've been keeping an eye on there, like, here and there. But it's just like, I don't know. And I was like, I have one season ticket. And here's the thing about that. I was unemployed. And they called me and they were like, hey, we have an offer. Yeah. It's like $480, but you can do monthly payments. I was like, let's do monthly payments.
Oh, well.
And dude, my account was like negative $200. My account was like negative $200. Pa' que vean. Bro, and I'd work just to get it back to like $5. Yeah. The monthly payment would hit and it'd be back down to like negative $80. And I'm like, let's go, bro, we made it.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
Hey, so I don't have food, but I already got a season ticket.
Yeah, I was like, man, I'll eat the fucking venue. Pinche mordidas a Macalo, güey. Yeah, but like that happened, and so then I joined Los Verdes.
Yeah.
Not long after that, my current partner at the time, best friend, reached out to me and was like, hey, I know it's not like HVAC controls or anything like that because I used to work HVAC, but I have an office job It's not. It might not be your thing, but it'll pay the bills.
Yeah.
I was like, they're hiring again. I can put in the word for you. I was like, sure. And then fast forward like another 2 weeks. April 19th, I started at my job. I'm not gonna drop the name because that motherfucker's gonna snitch. But I started working there. I started doing data entry, clinical data entry. 9 months later, I became a senior in my position.
Shit, bro. Badass.
Yeah, and then during that time, I started dating my girlfriend Bree. You know, it was like one of those moments where it's just like, oh shit, like for real, you down? And like, Chiprieto como yo, güey.
Pretísimo.
Pretísimo, güey. Mira.
We have to fix the camera right now because that's how dark it was on this side.
Yeah, no.
No, you know, it's not a racist thing. It's just, you know, Mexico, el prieto es un halago.
Yeah, but yeah, no, we started dating.
Yeah.
And then around that time, my boss, the head of the department where I worked, was leaving, and they had told me, it's like, hey, you should apply. Like, you'd probably get it. Like, as a senior of the department, you could probably get the head of the department. It's like, now that she's leaving. And I was like, no, what if, you know, like, I reach out to Bree? And so I put that idea out there, and then the head of our clinic reached out to Bree and was like, actually, like, your name came up, and I really want you to apply for the position. So then they wanted us to pit against one another because they didn't know we were dating. Once they found out, bro, it became this huge thing. They were like, nah. Like, you guys are dating. He can't be the senior, and if you get the head of the department. And so finally I asked for a meeting. I came in there, and I was like, hey, look, put some money on it. I'll go anywhere you need me. Wherever you need me. I'll learn the fucking position. And, like, just give her the job. All right, because it's either me or her.
Yeah.
So I'm withdrawing from it. Put me wherever you need to put me.
But you still kept your job, your position.
Yeah, so I moved from senior position in data entry to quality control. So I now work as a quality control auditor. I've been in my position for a year. And the time that I started there, I went from X amount of money, and I doubled it.
That's good, man.
In like 2 years.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like that's one of those things where it's like I went from fucking zero to now, like, I get to play soccer all the time. I get to play for, like, Paprika FC, which for me is like one of the biggest things for me in my social life. Good group of guys, like, you know, good. It's just good people, and it's a good community. And I consider myself very lucky to be able to do what I do with them. You know, I might not be the best player, but I definitely do find myself at home with them. And it's like, you know how it is, like fútbol y comunidad. I feel like they truly embody it. So I really am lucky to be there.
Yeah.
I'm lucky to have my partner that I have, like Bree. You ever watch this? I love you. I'm gonna ring on it soon. Ya dijo, hey, write it down, all right? No doubts.
Hey, I learned about rings and stones. I can help you.
Hey, look, I'm lucky, my friend.
Cheers.
She don't like diamonds.
Yeah.
She don't like diamonds. I'm in the clear. But it all came from hitting the rock bottom. From rock bottom, I was like, I can't lose anything, so why not put myself out there? Right? Like, it can't get worse than this, right? And something I told somebody recently, and I can actually read it to you.
Dale.
Because it honestly, it's what got me through, right? My soldering days weren't anything crazy, but I definitely did hit some positions where I was like, damn, dude, like, this shit fucking sucks.
You have to go to those positions where it fucking sucks, though.
Yeah, like, that's part of it,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
like,
if you don't go to anything like that, you're never going to get anywhere.
Yeah, but I said, back in my soldier days, my chaplain said this to me, hunt the good stuff. life sucks for the most part, and if we hyperfixate on the negativity, we'll never live fully. Hunt the good stuff. Find that which makes you smile, even the slightest throughout the day, and hold on to that. Find a positive, right? Now, what does that mean to me, right? That means, like, even, like, out of a shitty situation, like, find that one fucking thing, right? Like, I remember fucking, just, God, shit sucked, man, and just put one foot in front of the other. Wake up. Do the minimal of tasks. Start. Put one foot in front of the other. Just don't fucking stop. Like, don't give up. The moment you stop, it's the moment you give it up. The moment you give up, are you even there? You know, something somebody told me was like, when did you stop dreaming? Right? Like, when did you stop dreaming? Like, if you're not dreaming, if you're not setting goals, if you don't dream of this future that you want, well, what are you doing it for?
That's the thing, dude. Like, so there's a thing of, you know, a difference between believing, but actually thinking. And because with thinking, we believe you believe it's there, right? You know, that's fine. You know, God, for example, God is there. You believe in God, but are you thinking of God? Because thinking helps you question things. Like, you know, and one thing that I got this from this guy named Diego Rosarin is like, when you think, when you're questioning yourself, you're questioning everything you do, that's when you're gonna get the most out, because you're putting yourself in that place where you're not just in this comfortable zone believing for everything to be okay. No, you're thinking, how am I gonna make this okay?
Yeah. No, another thing I've heard too is like pain is necessary for progress. Right? Like, if you want to go to the next level, if you want to change who you are, if you want to elevate yourself, you're going to have to get uncomfortable.
Oh, you have to, bro.
You have to. I think something that I've said earlier is complacency.
Yeah.
Like, complacency. Like, the moment you get complacent with what it is, but what can it be? You know, again, when did you stop asking questions? Right? What can it be? You know, in my example, and it's not to me, not to say that I'm like the gold star example or anything like that. It's just like, I'm saying my situation. I was like, what's stopping me from going for it? You know, what's stopping me from putting myself out there? You know, what's stopping me from saying hi to Richie at Hop Squad? Right? Like, what's stopping me from saying, hey, I want Whataburger at 3 a.m. to my current girlfriend? Like, you know, like, what's stopping you?
Yeah.
You know, and it definitely shouldn't be complacency, right? If you feel too comfortable, you're doing it wrong. And that's not saying it's like, hey, wake up at 4 a.m. and fucking run 10 miles. Don't stop being weak. No. Like, dude, try something new.
Yeah.
Try something new. Keep expanding, man. Like, don't be scared to be scared, right? Like, it's okay to not be okay, right? Like, just keep fucking moving. One foot in front of the other. If you start getting complacent, you stop thinking, you stop questioning, you stop dreaming. Why are you doing it at the first place then? Yeah. Like, ask yourself, you know, some of us, like, example, like me and Richie, like, we got to do it for ourselves, man. Like, we don't do it. Who's going to do it for us?
Yeah.
We don't got daddy's money. We don't got mommy's money. We don't got a trust fund. We don't got none of that shit. We don't fucking bust our ass. Our rent's not getting paid.
Yeah. Then besides that, like, I always think of, you know, if you're not doing it, someone else is going to do it. And then you're going to be mad because somebody did it and you didn't do it. Because that could have been your opportunity. Not to take away from the person that got that opportunity, but it's just like, you know, if you're finding yourself and you keep knocking on doors, you're going to find those open doors. You're going to find, sometimes they're not going to open right then and there, but you're going to be able to go in places and, you know, your seat is there. Like, say, if you look at, I don't know, anything, fucking, you know, photography podcast, it's not even a thing of, when you don't think about a competition, when you think of more like you just fucking doing and creating, dude, like,
it's about perseverance.
Yeah, like, you're in a different, like, you just think it's there, like, your seat is there, like, whether, you know, you don't care about, and then from there you don't care about, like, whoever does this or doesn't do. I think that's what helps on on like say on me, because I grew up in like Hispanics and Mexicans. We're known sometimes to always look at what the neighbor is doing. I always look at ¿qué está haciendo?
Metiche, güey. The motherfucker over there sweeping the fucking lawn.
¿Qué está haciendo? Yeah.
¿Y ese güey qué hace? ¿Por qué está la policía allá?
Yeah, but it's like when you fucking worry about yourself, dude, you know, like you're gonna see your own progress. You're gonna know like where something is, your weakness and your strengths. When estás ahí de metiche, it's like you're not gonna fucking, I don't know. That's one thing that I learned to, you know, like, okay, if there's something I have to cover, yeah, of course, because I'm there. It's my job, or, you know, it's somewhere I'm trying to cover and get to understand and know. But at the end of the day, like, dude, like, you have to do your shit. Like, you have to.
The thing is, like, shout out to Paul for this one. Comparison is the thief of joy. Right? Like, how you saying, like, you're always looking over at the other lawn. If you keep comparing yourself to other people, you're never really going to find yourself.
Yeah.
Right? I know I'm saying a lot of quotes and stuff, but it's
really... El quote, el Plato's Quesadilla.
Like, I have this tatted on me, right? Like, Invictus, right? Yeah. It means inconquerable. Like, there's a whole poem there. I really recommend you guys read it if you ever find yourself, like, in a hard spot. You can interpret it how you want, but for me, it's just, like, keep the hits coming. Like, I'm going to keep going, right? It's a poem that actually my therapist recommended to me, Miss Amy Parker. Thank you. But yeah, no, it's kind of like it opened my eyes to the fact that it's just like, you know, shit sucks. Everybody goes through it, you know, like it's a different type of grind for everybody. Like, just because like they're rich, that doesn't mean that shit was sweet, right? And if it is, like, they have expectations they need to meet now. You know, it's just like everybody has their own struggle and everything. But the thing is, like, you gotta be you. You gotta be you. And like, I think that's what I learned the most out of this last 3-4 years since everything's gone to shit. You just gotta be you. And at the end of the day, recently I really hit like a spot where I was like, I'm just not happy with what I'm doing. And it wasn't my job, and it wasn't what I was doing, anything else. I was just like, who am I? Right? Like, I was like, who the fuck am I? And I was just like, I'm devoting time to all the wrong things. And I was like, I really want to strengthen those friendships and those relationships that I feel like are truly like special to me. Like, where it's like it's not like a what is it called? Like, it's not a one way, right? I'm focusing on those relationships where I'm like, I know they care about me, and I care about them, right? So now I'm here in this situation where I neglected some of those relationships, and recently I just kind of been focusing more on that. Like, I have 2 best friends that I've known since like 3rd grade, 7th grade. Like, at this point, like, I know. Shout out to Pedro. I've known him for like 20 years, 22 years. I'm 26, right? Like, I've known that motherfucker probably as long as I can actually physically, mentally remember. He's been there for just about everything. You know, but it's just like over this last year, I realized I was like, I've neglected my relationship with him. All right, so now here I am, like, focusing on that type of relationship. It was just like, it's those relationships that I know that are like have value, have substance, and it's not just a, hey, Richie, can I get something from you? Right? It's not a barter and trade. It's just like that guy's gonna be there. Yeah, like, that guy's gonna be there. Like, if I tell him, it's like, hey man, I'm going through a lot right now. Can you just come over and just hang out? That motherfucker will walk if he needs to. And I'm telling you that from experience. I hit a really low point. This motherfucker walked 3 miles in the fucking cold to come drag my ass out of bed because my mom called him because I would not get out of bed for like a week straight.
That's the type of friend you need.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I was just like, is it relationships like that where I was like, I neglected it? Because it was like, it wasn't present at the moment. But I was just like, I need to do better.
Yeah.
And so that's something that I'm currently going through right now. But yeah, it's just like, just because you came out of that darkness doesn't mean that you can stop moving.
Yeah, you gotta always. I think the problem sometimes is we feel like we get in a place. Ya quedó. You made it. Like, nah, dude. Like, you have to maintain in that place. You have to maintain in that position. You can't just start something. Okay, no, yeah, I already made it. I'm good. Now wait, like, what's next?
So something I always told when I work construction, it's really easy to like move up, right? If you really know what you're doing and you're ready to learn, you're willing to put in the time, you can really move on up. I remember my supervisor told me, it was like, oh yeah, you're not gonna get it. And I looked at him dead in the eye and I said, I'm learning what I need to do to take your job.
I saw.
I was like, I don't care. I was like, I don't care if you know the owner. I'm gonna do such a good job that the owner has no other option than to either promote you and let me take your job, right? That's just flat out what I told him. And he got offended at first, but I did take his job. I was a foreman for like 2 years.
Dude, hey man, you know what? Sometimes you gotta do it.
Yeah, no, it's
for yourself.
Yeah, no, because it's like end of the day, it's you or me. Who's going home?
Yeah.
You or me? Who's gonna make the bread? Me or you?
Es como dijo Chris Rogers. I'm gonna fight till I give everything in my tank, and then if I lose, I'm gonna shake your hand because you beat me. But we're gonna go down in the fight, not in the literal sense.
Gotta go down swinging, man.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like, if you don't try, you can't complain.
Touche.
You can't complain, man. Like I know plenty of motherfuckers that are like, oh, my life is shit, this or that, and I'm like, but are you pushing yourself? No, I have a good thing here at no disrespect, but like, let's say Taco Bell, right? An example, all right, because I'm not trying to be too specific, but it's just like, oh yeah, I got an interview at Taco Bell, but that's beneath me. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, do you want to make money?
Money is money, bro.
Do you want to make money or do you want to fucking be broke? Like, be for real. Like, you got to keep fucking moving, Dude,
that's the one thing, like, I think you always, you can't just stand and once you get somewhere, como que, yeah, that's it. And not even like, it's just for yourself, dude. Like, the move up has to be for you, for at the end of the day, you're going to answer to your own self when you get older. You're going to be asking yourself, what the fuck did I do with my life?
No, exactly. Something I told my mom was like, look, I can be born into this world broke, poor. That's okay, right? Because I know that you went through hell and back to try to even get me to the starting line, right? But if I die broke, if I die poor, I fucked up.
Yeah.
I fucked up, man.
Yeah.
If my kid is born into this world, he's into this shit poor, I fucked up. Like, there's no way around it, man. I was like, I had 26 years to figure my shit out.
Yeah.
And some people might say, oh, you might need a little bit longer. Okay, and? It's like, I made the decision to have a kid. I made the decision to do this. It's like, if I die tomorrow and if I die broke, did I do my shit?
Yeah.
Probably not.
That's the one thing, dude. Like, I think someone actually said something similar. And I really, really take that for heart, too, is la culpa cuando uno nace pobre es la circunstancia. Pero ya cuando eres viejo y sigues pobre, es tu culpa.
You accepted it.
Yeah.
You accepted, like I said earlier, like complacency. Like, that seems to be the key word of the day. Like, Austin FC is complacent. A lot of the thing when it comes to mental health is routine and complacency, right? You're too comfortable being there, right? And then that in turn ruins your mental health, right? Like, I want to say, like, I'm a pretty big advocate to taking care of yourself. Like, I'll always tell people, take care of number one being yourself, in the sense of, like, even doctors, man, like, they tell them, it's like, hey, look, like, you got to take care of yourself, because if you're out of commission, you can't take care of nobody else. Take care of nobody else.
Yeah.
The same thing. You got to learn how to love yourself before you can truly love anybody else. And I think, like, that's something that came out of, like, this last 2 years. I learned how to love me for me. Like I said, I came out to some of my closest friends at the time. Some of them rock with it. Some of them didn't. Some of them disappeared. And I'm just like, oh, wow. It's just like it hurt me a lot at the time, but as time went on, I was like, but it's me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to change myself for you. Like, I'm going to be me. I'm going to be unapologetically me. Like, no matter what, I'm not going to switch up. I'm not going to go see somebody else and be like this whole different character. It's like, it's me, right? Like, when Quesadilla first started, when Quesadilla first became a thing, Ricky was still going through fucking hell. But Quesadilla became this alter ego of a sense where I could be happy. I could be loved, right? Because people were loving that whole shit for some reason. I was like, I was just shooting shit. But yeah, it's like that. Like, it became like an alter ego, and my ultimate goal was to get Ricky to Quesadilla. So then Ricky,
Be like that.
yeah, like just blend it together where I could finally be myself. So Quesadilla embodied that, where it was just this happy-go-lucky guy, this guy that, like, you know, you might not know my real name, but shit, I see you, I'm gonna shake your hand like I've known you my whole life.
Yeah.
Right, like, I'll buy you a beer. We'll shoot the shit. We'll do this and we'll do that. That's what I wanted Quesadilla to be. I wanted to be this friendly character, this face that people could see and they could see welcoming, because that's who I wanted to be. Because in all this pain I was going through, that's what I wanted to be. That's what, like, getting out of it was. So I'm happy to say that at this point in time, like, of course, like, I still have this behind the scenes, right? Like, when I get home, like, I hang out with my dog and I just kind of veg out, right? Like, I'm not this, like, constantly, like, go that you might see. But it's just, like, I definitely do try to do that. And it's like, yes, in a sense, is it putting on a character? Yes, but it's, like, it's me. Like, it's genuinely me. It's just, I just ramp it up a little bit, right? Like, that's me without any inhibitions or anything like that. Like, that's who I am. I don't try to hold back. Like, I speak my mind. I say what I need to say.
You got it, bro. You got it.
Like, yeah, because at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not gonna bite my tongue. If I think you're a loser, you're a loser. Like, if I hear you talk, like, the thing too is, like, I'm always around. You know, like, I'm always around. Everything comes back to me. So
I think every time someone has something to say, that's what we're here for. But I like if anyone has any questions or anything, dude. Anytime for me is in person, over the phone, a text. But don't fucking, like, do it on Twitter. Like,
yeah.
Now, if you have something serious to ask it in person.
What I tell everybody that's in my life is I'm always a text or a call away.
Yeah.
Some people joke about how hard it is to get a hold of me. This shit makes me laugh. Like, look at this shit.
Okay. Oh, shit.
How many messages was it, Richie?
It was more than 250.
Yeah, so it's like some people say it's like it's hard to get a hold of me, but it's just like if I read the message and it's more of a, like, hey, I'm like, this motherfucker wants something from me. I'm okay.
Yeah.
But if it's like, hey, Ricky, or hey, Quesa, like, what's up, man? We should hang soon. I was like, oh shit, okay, like
that's like, okay, I feel honored now.
No, it's just like as much as people, like, hit me up, it's just like, it's like I do feel special when somebody's like, I want to hang out with you.
Yeah.
Like, because I have a big thing about, like, when people hit me up with the whole, like, I'm like, hey, Richie, do you want to come over and hang out at my place, at my apartment? And you're like, who's all going to be there?
Yeah, that's like,
motherfucker, do you want to hang out with me? Or do you want to hang out with, like, who I know? Like, what the fuck is your problem? Like, I'm asking you to come hang out. All right, like, I'm telling you, hey, let's watch some Premier League games on Saturday morning while, you know, Bree makes breakfast, or let's crack some beers open and watch the Austin FC game.
At 6 a.m. in the morning.
Fuck it, bro. Me vale verga. I'm at home. If I get drunk, I don't got to drive. I
know, right?
But it's like situations like that. And so that's why I ignore a lot of messages and stuff like that, where it's just like, I'm like, like, you don't have good intentions there. Like, we have not had a really good conversation that I'm like, oh yeah, like, a hey is just actually like, hey, what's up, man?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, if we've talked and if we've actually engaged and just talked about not soccer, I'm always a call or text away. If you call me, I will answer you, and if not, I'll call you back as soon as I can. And if you're going through something, I will say it again. It's okay to not be okay, but it's never okay to give up. Right? Like, you got to keep putting one foot in front of the other. If any of the runners out there, they can tell you when they hit that point of like, I'm fucking exhausted, just lean forward, put that body weight forward, and just one foot in front of the other. I don't care how.
You just walk it. Yeah.
I don't care how, but I'm gonna make it. I don't care if it's fucking slow as shit. I'm gonna keep fucking moving.
You gotta get to the end. You know, the finish line at the end of the day. But dude, that's pretty cool, man. I whenever I came up with this topic, I've been like, how can I bring Quesadilla in? Because I know we both shoot the shit. We're both always laughing and stuff. But I've overheard some of your conversations, and they're pretty deep. And I'm like, this boy got some stories. And then Alex also told me, like, he got some stories. And I'm like, all right, I needed those stories here in the podcast.
Yeah, there's a lot, man.
Yeah.
There's like like I said, it's like I've been privileged to live the life that I live. I've seen a lot. I've done a lot. I've been blessed to be in like just very special moments. You know, I know this was a serious bit, but you know, if you ever want to come bring me back on and just shoot the shit, like just actually shoot the shit, like
for sure
we can do that. I have plenty of stories from basic training, from like the Hurricane Harvey relief thing. There's some fun stuff. There was some not so fun stuff. There's some traumatic stuff. Yeah, there's just, you know, like I'm always happy to share with just about everything. Like, I'm an open book. You know, my sex life, that's going to stay there. That's going to stay there.
El cochinote se queda en casa.
Like, that's going to stay back there. But, like, for the most part, like, I'm pretty comfortable talking about just about everything.
Yeah,
because, like I said earlier, like, I'm unapologetically myself. Like, I'm not gonna hide anything. If you ask it, I'll answer it.
I saw. Nah, man, I appreciate you coming, bro. I'm honored to have you, you know, as a friend, and also come and join us here, and we'll make that, you know, that Chisme one happen after we hit the, you know, 100 episodes. We're close to it.
Let me know, man. I'm down to come in here and just spill some tea.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm always down to spill tea, too. No, but then before anything, like, I just want to say thank you to everybody that has listened to this episode. I hope anything you heard you can take. And then, you know, we do it. This is literally part of why Football Within Cultura is all about, because it's all right here. One thing that I just want to mention is, you know, congratulations to Austin FC Rise for making it to the WPSL Pro. That is pretty much they're moving up to, you know, from semi-pro to a professional team now. Any sponsors out there that want to, you know, have the extra funds to support a team, you know, this organization, this group is doing something amazing, and they had a pretty good record. It's very well run. I had them here, and they're very well managed. They're, you know, transparent about a lot of things.
It's also a lot of fun to watch them
and it's
play.
a lot of fun to watch them play. They get competitive AF.
Shout out to Bethany.
Bethany,
she is aggressive.
Oh yeah,
that is fun to watch,
dude. And several of our friends are also on the team too. So
shout out Miss Flowers,
like Brittany Flowers.
Shout out Miss Flowers. Shout out Caitlin Kane, Alex Castillo,
Caitlin.
What else we got?
Dude, Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron. Hopefully she can play next season.
Yeah.
Hopefully. That'd be awesome. I know she's recovering from that ACL.
Yeah, man. Hopefully.
No se porten bien, but remember, drink responsibly. But end of the day, fighting over a team when these guys are like shaking hands and hugging each other on the field, it makes no fucking sense. Don't ever resort to violence. Like, you're good. If they talk, you walk. Easy enough, right? It's fútbol y comunidad, no fútbol y putazos.
Eso, mamona. Do you see me and I have the camera? Smile. And remember me to get you the picture. I forget sometimes. I have a lot of requests. but I'll do my best to get it to you. Pero just keep getting on my ass about it, though. Ahí, se cuidan, se portan bien.
No se porten bien.
Eso, pórtense mal. Y arriba el América.
No mames.
Arriba el América.
Pinche rebaño sagrado, güey.
Tú y tus Chivas váyanse a...
Por eso andamos de super líder, ¿verdad, cabrón?
Ay, super líder. Y luego caen en la liguilla.
Hey, ese es otro pedo,
Sí, hey, Quesa, appreciate you coming, bro.
Yes, sir.
Dude, much love.
Hey,
Nos vemos.
remember, y'all need anything? Odd Quesadilla on most handles, or Richie over here. You know, we talked a lot about mental health, so just do your thing.
It's a good episode. It is a very good episode. It has a lot. I'm taking a lot from what he said to my heart, too. So, great, man.
I'll be good. Don't behave.
Ándale, pórtense mal. Adiós.